Welcome back to How I See It. It's been a while. Summer got in the way and I've had a few weeks off, out and about, travelling around, having a holiday, and it's given me a bit of a break both from street photography and from making these videos. And I have to admit, I'm finding it a little bit hard to get back on the horse. It made me realise how important it is to keep doing the things that you are passionate about. Anyway, this video itself was shot back at the beginning of July. It's a walk through Chelsea, up into Knightsbridge, along to Piccadilly in London, with a little bit of Oxford Street and the West End thrown in as well. A good lengthy, chunky old walk for my knees before the holiday season kicked in. Let's go back down memory lane and see what happened. Beautiful sunny Sunday July morning. We haven't had many of those this year, and I thought rather than heading for the intensity of the centre of the city, I'd come out to Chelsea and Sloane Square, King's Road, just have a bit of a bimble around, hopefully get some good shots, some sights, soak up the atmosphere, grab a coffee, enjoy the sun. Job's a good one. Nice patch of sun, also bakery. He's moved, such is life. How about this for a blank canvas? Almost completely white wall. A bit like a studio shoot, really. Just needing the right person to walk through. I have no idea who that would be. I like this window. Reflection of the tree there. The frame just below my finger. Obviously cropping out these, which you don't get in the camera. Just need somebody to walk into that central space. Be framed. Yeah, let's see. So when the sun's out, it's amazing light, but I don't know if you can really see in here, the sky is incredibly threatening, very, very dramatic. Love it. Love this old cinema. Fulham Road. Not really sure what to do with it, but it looks good at night. Mental notes. And maybe something abstract here with feet and lines. Bit of a pit stop. Found that coffee finally. And just kicking back on the edge of Mayfair, watching the world go by. The odd image maybe when I'm sitting here. No expectations, just a coffee. Big empty space. I always take a picture of building sites because the landscape changes so fast and so often in London that, you know, another 6, 12, 18 months will be a new block here and the landscape will have changed forever. Fascinates me. Making my way up New Bond Street, still shooting with a 28mm on because actually this is where it's best suited because I can get very close to people with it and get a lot of depth of field in the frame. It's probably the best time to use it today that I've had so far, and maybe should have shot something longer earlier on. But there you go. 28 is it's pretty much where I usually end up shooting street, actually. Especially if I'm shooting from the hip, I don't have to look to frame things up. I get it right in the rangefinder, and bang, fire away. It's not often I find somewhere I don't know about, but I've never spotted this little courtyard before, just off New Bond Street. Oh yeah, I get what it does. Nice light through here. It's quite a nice frame. 3 posts and the 3-4 lights above, but it does need somebody to come through. Who could it be? On either side of the pole? Thanks, boys. And on to Oxford Street. Oxford Street, if ever a place was made for a 28mm lens, this is definitely it. So busy. So many voices, so many faces, never really knowing which way to look. Endlessly fascinating, but a bit of potluck, really. It was a good walk, lots of great sunlight, lots of great clouds, and I came back with far more photos to show you than I actually thought I had. So apologies if quality control went a little bit haywire, but I have chosen 3 that I would like to share with you and that I have printed out in order to do so. So first up is this one, which was taken at the coffee stop, and I'd seen these 2 women sitting either side of the table as I approached. You might have seen the image earlier in the video. Excuse the dog snoring. Colour, for obvious reasons, you've got the green of the chairs, you've got the red in her jumper and in the trousers behind and in the awning over here. You've got some blues and whites, the yellows in the Belisha beacon and in the building. So it had to be in colour. One of the key things I think is how the frame is divided in 2, because you've got this reflective panel in the wall here. When I went to sit down, I had no idea, I hadn't realised that it was there. I wanted to sit outside because it was a hot day and I wanted to see the world going by, and I was actually more interested in some characters who were over this side of the road than I was in this couple here. But then I spotted this reflection and knew that there was going to be some mileage in this. It did need the gesture, so I'm pleased with the finger going up to her mouth here with the big ring on it, and the quizzical look. They're obviously deep in conversation and hadn't noticed me, which meant I was able to fire away a few shots until I'd got one that I was most pleased with. So that's the first image. The second image is this chap here in his blue, purpley blue jumper, which mirrors the colours of the screen in the background. This is Wimbledon Fortnight. You can see from the tennis balls on the entrance signs and the strawberries and screen, it says. So here's a screen for members of the public who can't get tickets for Wimbledon itself to come and watch it in this part of Chelsea. So you've got an enclosure here, a white picket fence with chairs in, where there's nobody there yet because the tennis hasn't started. It's going to be happening later. And another enclosure here behind these metal railings, and yet this guy, connected by colour, is outside, and that's odd. That's what I like about the image, because there's nobody in it, there's no reason why he can't go and sit anywhere, yet he's chosen to position himself outside. Now whether he's sitting there with a beer or a cigar or a coffee or what, I can't remember. But I just love the fact that he's on his own and that the colours complement each other and that he's positioned himself right in the entrance but not gone inside. And that to me is the striking thing about the image. And the final image is this one, which had to be black and white really, because it's all about the shapes and the forms within it. Colour would have been a little bit distracting, although the colours were very limited. It was mostly shades of brown in the wood. But the black and white highlights the shapes. So you've got the rectangles, the door frame, the window frames, different sizes, and obviously the rectangle of the actual frame of the image itself. And sometimes the frames get broken, so particularly by this odd shape of his arm, contrasted well by it being in black and white, but look at that amazing shape and the fingers as well. It reminds me a little bit of the machine heads, if that's what you call them, on a violin or a cello. It's also about their relationship, because we've got this dividing line here which separates the frame into the 2 people, and here we've got this chap who I think is clearly the bar owner, le patron, and he just speaks of being in charge, doesn't he? We can't hear what he's saying, but he's obviously saying something to this guy here who has the face that says he's heard it all before a million times. He's fed up, and he's using his arm to prop the window open, and he's going to place this strut in the window to keep it open while they get ready to open, I guess, for Sunday business, Sunday lunchtime business. It's something which is probably acted out every day, every week, throughout the year, and his face shows that he knows the routine well and truly, and he's already thinking about life outside the bar and what he's going to do when he knocks off work. So I really like that image because it's not just compositionally effective, but it's a great story as well. Not bad for a stride by one shot image as I went past. So yeah, those are my three. If you have a favourite, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. It's taken me a little bit of time to get my head round getting back into making these videos, having had a summer holiday, which was much needed, and not really had the opportunity to do much street photography, let alone videoing during the holidays. It's felt a bit of a struggle to get back into the routine of doing these, but I have got several videos in the can, as they say in the trade, apparently, which will be coming out over the next few weeks. And actually, I think it's always good practice to let your photos stew, marinade, mull away in the background for a while. It helps you to come back to them with a little bit more objectivity, even if I did squeeze rather more into this week's video than I had planned. Anyway, enough of that. If you've liked this video, do give me a thumbs up. If you've really liked it, please do subscribe if you haven't already. It all helps. And if you'd like to share it with a friend, that would be great as well. I'm sorry about the snoring dog. He's right here at my feet. Maybe sometime I'll show you him. Maybe you can't hear him and maybe you just think it's my tummy. Anyway, great to see you. Thanks for stopping by and I'll see you next time. Take care.